everyone. Welcome to Bill Green's Maine, coming to you tonight from the golf course at Sugarloaf, where it's a little bit foggy today. Can't give you a view here, but no matter, we start the show tonight in Fort Kent, where each year the town of Fort Kent hosts the Can-Am Crown 250 sled dog race. It's a major event in that sport and a major event in that community. The Can-Am Crown sled dog races are a wonderful winter event in a great small town. Always held the first week in March, it's not unusual for temperatures to be below zero at the start, which is what these dogs and these mushers like best.
It's a beautiful day, and I've got a great team of young dogs, mostly young dogs. They're just a happy bunch of dogs, so we're just out to have fun.
Rico, you want some help here? The dogs seem wild as we come to the start in a staggered order. My job is dog handler, and I've developed a wonderful rapport with this babe right here. She wants to go.
Cheer 'em on.
The Can-Am Crown is 3 races in one, with the 100-miler in memory of Willard and Blanche Jalbert starting first. My favorite, the Pepsi Bottling and Allen's Coffee Brandy 30-miler goes second, and the Irving Woodlands 250 goes last. Teams start a few minutes apart.
I'm probably going to take it slow in the beginning and try to push them after Rocky Brook. So, because they're a little worked up right now. They haven't ran in like 4 days, so they're going to try to go out the chute real quick. So.
The start is fun, right down Main Street, and then up on the levee, which protects the town from a flood of the St. John. The trail goes right under the International Bridge and heads out on the scenic countryside.
I think it's very highly regarded, especially with people who come here and run it for the first time from places like the Midwest or wherever. If they haven't been here, they say it's one of the toughest races.
These trails cover part of what is known as the Crown of Maine. And this particular year, this is the only part of the state where there is much snow. The mushers share these multi-use trails with snowmobilers who must yield to the dogs. However, early on, there's an accident. Jeff McRobbie is slammed into by a 15-year-old traveling on a snow machine at a high rate of speed. As they load Jeff into the ambulance and chase down the dogs, District Warden Adrian Marquis leads the investigation of the accident.
The sled that was involved in the collision was the third sled in a line of 4. The lead sled, when he'd seen the musher, stopped and waved his arms to slow everybody down. That was behind him. The second guy did. The third guy that was involved in the collision in the snow dust didn't see what was happening until it was too late.
Despite the accident, the race goes on. Mushers heading off into the countryside. The trails up this way are superb and traverse woodland, farm, and plenty of hills. In fact, the Can-Am is considered mile for mile one of the toughest races in this sport. As the first day goes on, the field stretches out over the countryside.
Good job.
The 30-mile race takes about 3 hours. Nancy Duplessis of Quebec is number 1 and ends up as the race winner. The first thing all mushers do is check their dogs.
Oh, Nike.
As day becomes night, many in the 100-mile race are taking their first stop in Allagash, halfway through the race. Bruce Langmaid has the lead at this point.
To start out slow and let them, limber up, and then just watch them, progress, and then hope that they hold it together.
Rico Portalatin is on Bruce's heels. Rico signed up first for the race and was assigned number 1. Since the stagger is reversed here and the leader goes out first, Rico will have almost a half hour of extra rest.
When I signed up and drew bib 1, no one else had signed up, so I was wondering if there was a non-benefit to being bib 1, but come to find out, I get almost a half an hour extra rest, which is always good for the dogs and the musher.
Is in the musher?
Yeah.
Down in Portage, the 250 teams are coming into their rest stops. There's a huge field cleared where teams are bedded down and fed. It's a trick to get the dogs to rest. They are a team, and they sometimes want to play or bark at other teams coming in. It was a tough day, which started below zero, warmed to melting temperatures, and now has gotten cold again. This is Denny Tremblay.
Very good. Just punchy trail because we have a storm the last 2 days.
Yeah.
And very hot this afternoon.
It did.
Yeah, the sun.
Yeah.
And horrible for the dogs. Yeah.
So.
Pretty good race.
You're doing well so far.
Yeah. Right now it's pretty good race.
Yeah. Through the night they race, with the 100-mile mushers finishing late in the evening. Bruce Langley is coming home the winner.
Well, I guess I got some time on the first leg. And then I just built on it in this run, I guess. So, good boys, eh? They ran amazing on the way home. They were stronger the second leg than the first, so that's a thrill. That means we've done our homework.
Rico felt the cold night helped his team, which seemed to get stronger as it rolled along. He finished third.
As the run gets longer, the temperature drops, and the dogs get faster and stronger. So it's fun to see. This is the first time I'm finishing a race at night, and it's the coolest thing.
What is it like out there,
cold.
The next night, Martin Massicot of Quebec would win the 250, finishing about an hour ahead of Denny. The Can-Am 250 is an amazing event that puts humans and dogs out into some of the prettiest nature that Maine has to offer, and it is really something to see. Preparations for next year's event began on the Thursday after this year's event ended. It's an amazing event put on by the greater Fort Kent community. Time now for our trivia question, and it is, who said the opera